What do you mean a Drukhari stole your hair?
You know how the Dark Eldar clone themselves and mess with the warp and mutated bodies? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what's going on.
You think a Dark Eldar stole your hair to make a clone of you instead of just kidnapping you?
You know what? Don't think too hard about this shit. Let's just go, I guess. We need to find this witch.
Yeah, sure. You know this city is the size of the galaxy, right?
I'm sorry, I know that, but I just have trouble processing that. How do the Dark Eldar actually travel across the city?
In ways, I guess? I don't know. I'm usually too big to really pay attention, but that guy with the motorcycle might help.
Motorcycle? Hey, awesome! Wait, you know who that is, right?
No? Should I?
That is the motherfucking Khan. Jagadai Khan.
And that's my cue to vanish.
Hey! What the asshole? Khan! Hey, Khan!
And that's when Huh? Wait, is that a human?
Hey, Khan! I didn't expect to see you surrounded by Dark Eldar women in the Webway city with your arms around them. Are you fucking the elves?
What? No. Maybe. Definitely. They have some fine asses.
I swear, the rumors of Gilliman better be untrue.
Rabote's alive?
Yeah, Lionel Johnson too. They're actually running the Empire at the moment, but I'll explain that between episodes. I need to talk about something for this video.
Video? Is that a camera crew?
Yeah, don't pay attention to them. They're not here. Let's talk about the Imperial Agents Codex. This should be short because each of the 4 detachments are hyper-specific and they don't have an army rule. No, seriously, their army rule allows you to bring a single unit of agents characters and non-characters per 1k point, and one of either Grey Knights or Sisters of Battle in for 1 or 2k, but 2 for 3k. This army is heavy on the faction keywords: Ordo Xenos, Ordo Hereticus, Ordo Malleus, Death Watch, Inquisition, Voidfarer, Imperial Fleet, Imperial Navy, and others. One faction with 8 different sub-factions. Space Marines kinda have this, but it only applies to the epic heroes, and I'm forgetting a few in this. Let's talk about these detachments. All 4, boy do they suck. Honestly, this isn't a bad army to start with if you're just learning the game, as you don't need to remember an army rule or how to use it, just a detachment rule. Imperialis fleet is built specifically around the Voidfarer keyword, which is Rogue Traders, Voidsmen at Arms, Navigators, and Navy Breachers. 4 units, 2 are characters that attach to the other 2, and only 1 is a battle line unit. This one is honestly the best, as it's the most universal. Sure, it's primarily focused around the Voidfarers, but only 2 stratagems affect only them, and 2 enhancements, and none of these units are epic heroes, so it doesn't hurt too much. This detachment is essentially a sort of teleportation army intention, with some Swiss Army knife actions, able to get into tight areas and slap hard. Next up is Ordo Hereticus. This one is built around the Adeptus Arbites, which are the Judge Dredd looking models, Inquisitors and their agents, and the Ordo Hereticus models, which are the Sisters of Battle. The army rule essentially lets you ignore cover and is focused around fighting Chaos factions. It shuts down movements, snipes psychers, and lets you put the Pope in reserves for free. It's actually kinda sad that this is probably the best detachment in this list, because it's actually good at forcing your opponent to go on the defensive. Next is Ordo Malleus. This is the Grey Knights detachment, which have a ton and a half of restrictions, including not being allowed to go into any of the army's transports. This entire detachment is specifically focused on killing daemons. Not chaos in general, just daemons. Going over the detachment's enhancements, it's unusable. The only way you could use this is if you knew your friend was bringing a daemon army and you decided to slant list against them like an asshole. Seriously, my local group knows I liked knights and often build lists for that, and they think they're people I like to talk to. This detachment is just not an option at all. Last is my original army nerfed into the ground, Ordo Xenos. This one is entirely built around a total of 5 to 6 units, Deathwatch, Inquisitors, and arguably Agents. And not very well argued for that. Half the enhancements can only be used by Watchmasters, so you need to bring multiple of them. Half of them on any Agents, which is pushing for Inquisitors. Nearly every single stratagem is only usable by Deathwatch Veterans units, including the good ones, but hey, at least they no longer just affect bolt weapons. Sure, that single unit got its weapons list spread out a little bit, but I want you to try and make a list out of a plane worth 180 points, a battle line unit worth 100 to 200 points, an epic hero captain using lieutenant rules worth 65 points, and a chapter master using captain rules worth 105 points, and you can have 3 of them for some reason? Beginning to realize how restricting that is? Yeah, there's only one list allowed with this, and these Space Marines can't use the damn oath a moment. I get it, this army won the first big tournament of the edition, but they got run into the ground because of it. There's almost no redeeming qualities of this army. And just at random, some units have a 15% tax on them if you want to bring them into other armies. The Evisor Assassin and Vindicare Assassin, both must-brings for Knights lists, got hard hits. Vindicare is 150 points outside of an Agents list. But the Calexis and Calidus Assassins got no such hit, despite the Calidus being a must-bring. There's almost nothing good in this book, and then there's the lore that makes things even more confusing. Apparently, the Angels of Death have the same authority as Private Smith in the 10th First and Only.
Are you talking to the camera crew?
Yes. No. Kind of? Shove off.